Hi, this is Joyce Odidison here from interpersonalwellness.com. So often I hear people are asking, why do we need a workplace wellness system? Well, I will tell you something. If your organization, if you're a leader in your organization and you haven't thought about a workplace wellness program or contemplate or start the process, you are behind the times. The reality is people need support in their organization to stay well. So that is why you need a workplace wellness program. But I'm going to actually cover 5 reasons why workplace wellness help you at work. So let's cover those as we go through our program. So the first one that I have is to deal with change. Now, if you know something, you know that life is full of changes. And every organization that's thriving, that's growing, that's going somewhere should be changing. And so that means if you have no change in your workplace, then you're not growing, you're not thriving, and maybe your employees are already looking to see, dusting up their resume and looking out the door to see where to go because things will be boring at work. As much as your employees will complain when there are changes, they at the same time don't want to be in a workplace where there are no changes because that means there's no progress. We're dying if we're not changing. So that is one of the reasons why workplace wellness is very, very important in your organization. Because I know many organizations, they go through a change management process when they are planning a change and they're going for a change. But this is more than that. This is more specific to the actual well-being of your people. Because one thing to remember is that humans, we tend to resist change. We tend to have difficulties with changes. And it's not the change itself, but the transition of change, because our brain needs to now learn something new, and that process takes energy, it takes concentration, and people feel exhausted and tired when they have to learn something new. It just takes more from them. And so we tend to resist that. So what we do with a workplace wellness system that helps you recover from the transitions of change is that we look at how stressful might this change be for your employees? What are the stressors of this transition, and how can we accommodate for that? What are some of the things we need to have in place? The nice thing about having a workplace wellness system is that it moves and grows and breathes with your organization versus having workplace wellness program or offerings that is very ad hoc. With a system, we can make the changes depending on how big the change needs to be. We can adapt depending on the growth, the change, the need in your organization. So if you're going through a change or you're recovering from a change. So one of the organizations I was talking to, they went through a massive change. They've had huge hiring and they've really expanded. So that's one of the other ways that a workplace wellness system can help you, is when you're going through that expansive process. So you're expanding, right? So if you're expanding, you're growing in your organization, you're bringing in a lot of people, and then you have a lot of new people trying to learn the culture, and you have the people that are already there. And so how do we ensure that there is good synergy? And so we call that whole relational well-being. That's another piece of what we add to our wellness programs so that our clients can actually deal with those things and nip them in the bud and ensure that people are working well. The other piece that we look for is to recover, right? The thing is, the nice thing about change or growth, when we talk about them, is that they're happening, they're good, they're exciting when they happen, but they take a lot of energy, they take a lot of adrenaline, and so we get worn out. So one of the things that we do with the wellness system is that we look at recovery, and that is in keeping with resilience. So if you hear a lot about resilience and what does it have to do with me and what does it have to do with my organization, resilience building is a process that we go through with organizations that have actually gone through changes, going through rapid exchange, change or expanse or growth. that needs to recover. And sometimes you need to recover after a difficult conflict, right? Or you may have had a merger or acquisition. That may be something, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty at work. The other one is downsizing. So some of the things we see happening through these areas is that change, no matter the change, brings with it a sense of fear, a sense of trepidation. People get anxious, people get confused. You'll find people who normally are quite okay start getting nervous and maybe not even making more errors. So part of what we do with a workplace wellness system is we plan for those and we deal with the people part of it. So you may already have a change management process that looks at the process of change and look at all the different structures, but we're talking about the actual well-being. One of the things we know is that when there is more stress, people tend to make more errors. So there are more mistakes, more errors, more likelihood of accident, people getting hurt. So all of those things are things to think about in your workplace wellness system. So what are you rolling out? So part of having a workplace wellness system is that we can look at what should we be rolling out? What kind of activities should we be having in place? What kind of maybe learning, webinars, what kind of wellness conversation subjects should we have? So creating your framework for your wellness conversation. And we have an 8-step process for workplace wellness that we can walk you through with a strategy call so you can see, or what we'll do is actually link you here to the video that will show you our 8-step process for workplace wellness. And we look at the first step is that wellness conversation. It's having that conversation. It's giving your employees the avenue for that conversation so they can actually start having that dialogue and start thinking about all those things, bringing out all those things that they've been holding, those fears and uncertainties. Bring that into the surface, deal with it, because it's so much easier to deal with it when it's out in the light. Then we move on to the wellness assessment. This is where they get to see all the different areas of their life that they need to pay attention to for wellness, how they're doing, benchmarking their wellness, doing their wellness analysis. Then moving on, of course, to the audits, the workplace wellness audit. So with that framework, you're going to see the whole place. Then we look at the wellness improvement plan for your workplace, and then we go into that competency mindset shift for your employees. That's a whole other area, and I'll be doing another video on wellness competencies and the value of wellness competencies in your organization. Because many organizations have a workplace wellness program, but what I see usually when we do an audit of their workplace wellness program, it's a list of activities that people can do, and it doesn't really deal with the full whole person and all the different aspects. Because face it, our world is getting faster, our pace is getting a lot faster, and employees are going to need more support from you as an employer for them to be successful at work. If you're looking to keep your people, if you're looking to reduce turnover and really grow at, and of course your people are your resources, and if you're looking to do that, then it's very, very important that you look at a wellness system that gives you support your organization as well as your employees in all their needs so that they can be successful. Our motto here at Interpersonal Wellness Services is work well, live well, and play well. We believe that employees who live well are better equipped to work well, and of course play well too, because play is part of that whole holistic wellness piece that we focus on, that we provide with our clients. So if you've been wondering why you should create a workplace wellness system, these are just some quick tips to think about. Download the, or actually use the link below here so you can get into and see the framework, workplace wellness framework that we have in place, so you can learn how to, what it looks like, and certainly set up a strategy call with us to examine your program and see where you need to increase. Take care and be well. Bye now.